for the building of settlements and the pressure to stop them dominating plenty of discussions then. But there is another issue that's not being embraced quite so publicly, and that's what to do with the Palestinian movement Hamas. We will go in a moment to Gaza and get more from our correspondent there on that. But first, let's cross over now live to Jerusalem and talk with an internationally renowned statesman who has been to Gaza and sat down with Hamas leaders. Let's welcome Jimmy Carter, the former U.S. president. He's been visiting Israel as a member of the group known as the Elders. Thank you so much for joining us. You were quoted on June the 16th as saying you would soon meet with Obama administration officials to discuss your latest visit to the region. What reaction did you get from these officials to your request for them to reconsider to remove Hamas from the terrorist list?
Well, I haven't made a specific request that they do that, but what the elders are here for is to increase our knowledge of the Mideast region and to add our influence without any authority to the pursuit of a comprehensive peace agreement. We have communicated with the Obama officials that the settlement freeze is absolutely necessary, and this includes any expansion of the settlements, and this is compatible with the speech that President Obama made in Cairo, as you well know, and also the agreement that the Israelis made in Annapolis a couple of years ago when Olmert was Prime Minister, that they would not expand the settlements, including natural growth, and that included both West Bank, of course, and East Jerusalem. And even last month, as you also know, the International Quartet reiterated its demand that all settlement expansion stop, including natural growth, throughout the West Bank and East Jerusalem. As
I'm sure you're aware, though, the recent reports seem to indicate that the U.S.'s position, or the Obama administration's position, on demanding an absolute halt to settlement activity may be softening. Do you think that they're going in the right direction with that?
Softening is not in the right direction, no. I think that
sorry to interrupt you. Are you concerned then that perhaps a deal that would allow settlement activity to continue in some form may be actually counterproductive for the peace process?
I certainly do think it's not only counterproductive, but it's a violation of what I just outlined. The statement that President Obama made in Cairo and the official reiteration of that premise by the International Quartet members even just last month. No expansion of settlement activity, including natural growth, and that certainly includes East Jerusalem as well as, or perhaps even more importantly, than the West Bank.
If we could come back to the issue of Hamas again, you have made statements in the past calling for the U.S. to change its position on Hamas. Have you seen any indication from Obama administration officials to indicate that they actually might take that course?
Well, I would like to see some communication, either direct or indirect, between the American officials or representatives and Hamas, as well as Fatah, because Hamas has got to be involved in the future, I would say, reconciliation in the Palestinian community, and also has to be involved ultimately in approving or disapproving a comprehensive peace agreement that's reached between Israel and the Palestinian community. I've met at length with the Hamas officials, as you may know, in Damascus and also from Gaza, and they have assured me and announced publicly that Hamas will accept an agreement negotiated between their representative, that is Mahmoud Abbas, Abu Mazen, on the one hand, and the Israeli officials, if it's submitted to the Palestinian people and approved in a referendum to let the public say among the Palestinians, this is okay with us. So I think that's a major step forward, and that's an important factor. And of course, I would also like for Hamas to agree perhaps to accept in its entirety the implementation of the Arab Peace Initiative that was announced first in 2002 and reiterated last year.
All right, forgive me for jumping in again. I guess I have two important questions on this point. First of all, when you say Hamas appear to have accepted or have stated that they would accept a creation of a Palestinian state in 1967 lines, that's well known, but did they indicate they would accept the existence of the State of Israel in principle? That seems to be one of the demands of the quartet.
Yes. Existence, yes. Recognition, no. they haven't agreed to recognition because Israel has never recognized officially even the Palestinian National Authority. The only thing that Israel has ever recognized officially is the PLO, and that was a result of the Oslo Agreement, as you know. So recognition, I've been president, I've negotiated a lot of times. Recognition is a mutual affair, and I don't think there's any contemplation of Israel recognizing the Hamas. But I think that in the future, with a peace agreement, there can be mutual recognition, even officially, of a Palestinian nation in the West Bank and Gaza and East Jerusalem, and the Israeli nation behind the 67 borders.
And my final point then, Mr. Carter, is again on the point of the Obama administration's reaction. Do you believe, have you seen anything to indicate that their position on Hamas might change?
I think their position on Hamas might change, but first it's up to Fatah leaders and Hamas leaders to have a reconciliation between them so that the United States can deal with a comprehensive unity government that represents equally both Hamas and Fatah. I don't think that it's possible for the United States to acknowledge or deal directly with Hamas to the exclusion of a comprehensive unity Palestinian community.
All right, thank you very much for talking to us, former U.S. President Jimmy Carter.
It's a pleasure. Thank you.